landscape. So Washington was great at getting the best people together. So you have David Williston, who's the first formally trained African American landscape architect in the country, with Robert R. Taylor and George Washington Carver. So when you drive up and down the Ave, you think David Williston for that, 'cause all the nice trees in the summer, that's him. The relationship between all the buildings on campus, so how you have engineering, physical science, like all that is in one location, and business school is in one location, and health is all one location. He organized the campus that way. The yard, he opened up the yard to be that quad, so that you could have all the experiences we have out there, which are Greek-led organizations come out, and students want to have fun. Like all of that happens on the yard. That's Williston's design. And alumni bowl. So you know how the ground terraces. Yeah. That's Williston as well.
Okay. And that is the first football field.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So Williston teams up. So Washington gets all of them because he's expanding the campus. So this is actually the westward expansion of the campus. All the campus started in the center, by the yard over there. Okay. And they hired Taylor to do that expansion. And they hired Williston to facilitate what that expansion also looked like. And then Carver would get plans from the government and give them to Williston, and Williston would plant them here. So, and those are just three.
Wow.
Yeah, it truly is a who's who of black architects.
Oh, definitely.
Probably at least a good 10 black architects that were the first, like Wallace Rayfield, 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham. He designed 16th Street Baptist Church along with all of black Birmingham. So, they called it Birmingham for a reason. He came here, learned how to work with brick, knew where you got to get brick from. We're making our buildings out of brick. You can't burn, you got to bomb it if you can't burn it. So between 16th Street, Montgomery, First Baptist, Brookaday Church, that's Walter T. Bailey. He's the first black graduate of University of Illinois. Rayfield's first black graduate of Pratt Institute in New York. And he went to Columbia. Washington brings both of them down here.
So this served as a good place for black architects to come after they finish their degree.
100%.
Yeah, it gave them a solid footing.
It's the apprenticeship, what you said about your husband. Like
yeah.
You got to go to school to learn. Like all those are barriers. Like when we started, we didn't start going to school to learn how to build a building. We put two sticks together, and 2 bricks together, or some rocks. If it stood up, you succeeded. If it didn't, you get back to the drawing board, right?
Make some mud.
Exactly. So with Washington, what he was doing was actually to date is still the largest campaign in America of African Americans building out. And so as a result, because of all the building that was going on, it was easy to hire architects to come here. And there's one thing that's missing whenever we take these tours, because we don't hear the sound of Tuskegee. So you can imagine what it sounded like when you first got here, say in 1890 or 1900. You're gonna hear the sound of sawing.
All the buildings going on.
You're gonna hear the sound of bricks. What's the sound of mortar being put on top of a brick? Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's the sound of you breaking the ground with a hoe because y'all are making food? What's the sound of cows? The smell of cows, right? Like this is the experience of this space. Then that's the thing that we don't have now, but we getting back to it.
Nice.
Is it true that this is one of the largest campuses of all colleges in the whole of USA?
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
We're 5,000 contiguous acres of land.
Continuous acres. Contiguous.
So all 5,000 acres that are all connected to each other.
Oh.
That's not including the land that's disconnected. That's also a part of that. So we're larger than that. I mean, as alums die, they deed the land over to Tuskegee. So we got land out in like Oklahoma somewhere.
Wow.
I mean,
that's fun for the faculty to say, but as a student, I just imagine running from one side of campus.
If you're an ag, oh, I feel for you.
Yeah.
Because ag has all the land. They're out there. They're
All
out
the
at the
way
farm.
out there. I had
Where do you nap and hurry up and get back to class?
There's no napping.
No, you watch.
Listen, you ain't come here to nap. You came here to learn. Get your stuff and get out. You know.
Connected that with the Tuskegee Airmen.
hmm
And was Booker T or any of them.
So that's
part of that?
that's under Moulton
Okay.
and Patterson,
Okay.
Brigadier Patterson. So so Moulton was in the military, and it was a grand experiment. So they went around, find different places, and when I hear our airspace, like our weather patterns are really ideal for flying, and that's how they got located here. There's also a large percentage of black people.
Mhm.
And so, and then also Washington. So it's a couple of things. One, you're looking at Booker T. Washington, he's the leader of black community,
The magnet.
100%, right? So Moulton picks up is like coming right behind Washington. is
He's the
continuing.
second principal.
He's the second principal.
Right.
He's following in Booker T. Washington's steps, but he also has he has this relationship to the military. So it just says that it makes sense. You know, you go to who you know. So I know Washington. We know Moulton is down there. They have land. Let's start this program. And so that's how the Tuskegee. That in addition to us doing the trades. So the Tuskegee Airmen, not this building, but the D. That's where the mechanics learned how to work on the planes. And some of them would be housed in the Emory's, which is right on the other side of this building here. And then they went out to the airfield. One of the strips, because there are 3 strips. So Moulton Airfield is not actually where they train.
Really?
Yeah. There's another strip. There's 2. There's one that if you, instead of making that right, you make that left and keep riding down that road. It's all like gated up.
Yeah.
And then the other one is if you're going past the yellow store. There's nothing to show you that it's there. But
Going to the right or
going to the
left?
right.
Going to the right.
Go
Like
to
you're
the
going
right.
to
Union
Union
Springs,
Springs
yep.
and all those places. All right.
There's like there's an antenna and a metal shed building.
Look like a berry.
Yeah, yes.
Like a metal berry.
You don't, there's nothing that says that's what it is. I just took a ride around Macon County with a bunch of folks from the community. It was like, yeah, this is this. It's like, man, this place is big.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is, did you see the post I just did yesterday? So Tuskegee was free. So we got the appropriation from the state in order for us to create Tuskegee. They gave $2,000. Lewis Adams is the person who's responsible for Tuskegee being here. So it was a politician who came and said, hey, I want the black vote. Adams was like, give us a school. It was like, we give you money, we give you a house, we give you a whole. He's like, nah, I just want a school. So they got him a school. And in the bills, House Bill 165, it states that students would come here free, but they would have to agree to live and work in one of the free schools here in the area. And so that's how a lot of these spaces wind up really growing. You got a lot of small and unincorporated towns because Tuskegee graduates came out as teachers and were then sent out to these communities to grow.
Wow.
I go at this all day.
We so blessed. We are so blessed. Thank
Well, that
you.
ends our tour for today.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and what do you have to say?
I'm just here. I'm a student. I just learn every day something different from this man. He's a store of knowledge. I don't know how he absorbs it all.
It just hits you.
You're one of the 3 that's here at the moment?
What of his
Students right now?
Well, I'm a faculty now, but I was his student.
Okay, and
Yes.
you're teaching those 3 too?
I'm teaching. How many students am I teaching now?
Ooh. You don't want to know. So our numbers are up. We're coming in with.
We heard.
And we just ran into Dr. Griffin.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, we came
Yeah, we
with 40
heard.
students this year.
And y'all look like teenagers yourselves. I mean, what's happening?
That's this water. There's something in this water.
Wow.
Something about this. I mean, this environment does slow you down.
Yeah.
And Dr. Daniels, has just received tenure here in Tuskegee.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do I have
Yeah.
to?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
thank you so much.
No, it's a blessing. You know, when you can be in a space that says, and I'm unapologetic about my blackness and being in our communities, right? And other spaces, I might have to be apologetic about it, or I might be fired, or I have to compromise, and I don't have to compromise, right? So the fact that I can be here and I've done all this work, and they're like, yeah, we rock with you. You can stay on board full time forever. You know,
Yeah.
that does a lot for the soul.
Yeah.
Sure it does.
That I not only continue this history, because for me we want to know, like, how are we supposed to be, right? If we're in this country, what's possible for us? All the imagery we see says it's bleak, but bare and not possible. But I'm in a place that we literally made our own bricks and built our own buildings, and these are big, even today's standards, right? So if this is what we get to do, I get to learn, and then I learn how Tuskegee's model was sent all over the country and all around the world. So if you go like to Fort Hare University in South Africa, that's modeled after Tuskegee Institute. If you go to the Booker T. Washington Institute in Liberia, that's modeled after Tuskegee Institute. You see all these examples. Grambling University, it's modeled after Tuskegee. Voorhees College is modeled after Tuskegee. Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Greenwood District is modeled after Greenwood District right out here on the outskirts of Tuskegee, or outskirts of the campus. Like, Tuskegee's had this impact all over the world, so we don't have to search to figure out what do we do in this country, because it's already an example for how we do it.
And then they tear it down.
But that's what makes Booker T. Washington so powerful, right? You ain't doing nothing until you start pissing some people off. So you ain't doing nothing until they tear you down. But the fact that this is the genius of him, you can tear it down, because I already know I built it.
Yeah.
Right? So we get hung up on the tear down, when his piece was, shoot, you know how many buildings they tore down? And they turned around and turned into another building? Shoot, we needed to expand. Oh, thank you, right? Recognizing what may be somebody else's problem is actually a good solution for us. And the fact that he was making this out of bricks, just stacking blocks.
Even better.
Man was genius.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it was like recognized genius, or he was just that in tune with the universe that he did things the way he did. But when you realize that you could burn every single one of these buildings, but the foundation, the walls are still going to be there. All we got to do is put a roof on top of it.
And start all over again.
Start all over. Yeah.
I'm going to jump to, and it's not connected to the architecture, but one of you posted, sent me a text about Sammy Young.
Right,
Oh,
I
Samuel
did.
Jr.
Sammy Young Jr.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that was. You know Brother Mukasa?
name is-
Willie Ricks, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Hmm.
He's the one. He said, make sure you bring up Sammy Young Jr. He was in SNCC.
Yes. Yeah, his house actually just came for sale. There's a marker to him. You go to the square, and you make the left at the light, and ride to the old Greyhound bus station.
Yeah,
used to be.
right there on the left.
Yeah.
But what actually happened to him?
So he was a civil rights activist. He was coming out of he was
Well,
a
he
veteran.
wasn't a kid.
He was a student.
I mean, but not a little.
No.
20-something now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's the first student killed in the civil rights movement.
Okay.
And
I had him pictured
as a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. He was 20 plus.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he was going inside a gas station, and when he walked into the gas station, the owner pulled a gun on him, and so he ran out and ran to the bus that was going by. Runs on the bus, thinking he's going to be safe. Bus driver gets him off. He comes off thinking everything's good. And the store owner shoots him and kills him, and that sets off the boycotting in Tuskegee and students riding down to downtown and shutting everything down.
'Cause I know that you text me that.
Right, I did.
Yeah, when he passed, this is how big it was. So in New York, 10-10 wins. It was playing on 10-10 wins. So, it was like, it's 10-10 wins. Sammy Young Jr. Tuskegee, Alabama was killed, and one of his classmates that knew him was up in New York at the time and heard it, and shared that with me. That's how far the news had traveled about his death. So yeah, he was serious.
Well,
All right, let's go see some videos.
Thanks again.
let's get a picture, please.
Oh, okay.